talking to BNS about movies, a lot of times I'm like, should I talk about this movie? Because that's why like people are like, why isn't Citizen Kane on your site? No one says that.
Oh, I saw a great movie last night. Yeah, it was on the Late Show. It was what was it called? It's a classic. It's a classic. It's oh, I hate this. I hate it when this happens.
Well, what was it about?
It's about this newspaper tycoon, and he's dead, and everybody's telling stories about him, and
It's Citizen Kane.
No, that's not it. No, but it's something like that.
Okay, who was in it?
Orson Welles is in it, and it's
this is Citizen Kane. It's Citizen Kane.
No, that isn't it. But it's you're not far from it. It's
Well, who else was in it?
I don't know.
Was Joseph Cotten in it?
What else has he been in?
The Third Man, The Magnificent Ambersons.
Oh, The Magnificent Ambersons. Yes, he was in it. Yes. Oh, that's one of my favorite Orson Welles movies.
Well, this is definitely Citizen Kane. Then you're talking about Citizen Kane.
No.
But like, pick a movie that's like a well-respected movie. Why don't you write about that? Well, everybody's written about it. What else am I going to say? And I feel the same way a lot of times about Mario Bava's movies, because there's nobody more important than him. Often we put Italian genre directors into buckets, so Fulci to many is only the godfather of gore, which ignores his contributions to giallo westerns and decades of comedy films in favor of the last 15 years of his career. Similarly, Bava is also thought about only for horror movies, when the truth is he did everything as most Italian directors did, from Peplum to Eurospy to crime and science fiction. By 1971, Bava had been through his most successful run, working on American International Pictures, as well as attempting to make Ray Colt and Winchester Jack. And he was a year from pretty much starting off the slasher in Bay of Blood, then having a small career resurgence and reaching America again with the amazing Baron Blood. Bava had a lack of confidence, and when that combined with the shyness, he rarely took advantages which would have made his name more internationally known, including working in Hollywood. There's some interviews in Troy Howard's The Haunted World of Mario Bava where he comes across as pretty rough on himself, saying things like, I accept anything they gave me. I'm too willing to accommodate any difficulty. That is not the way one creates masterpieces. Also, I'm too cheerful, and the producers don't like that. They want people who take things very seriously, and above all, who takes them seriously. But how can I? I can think of myself as one who manages to get along. I don't care about being successful. I just want to go on and on. So when Bava needed another movie, the commedia sexy dall'Italiana was what would be. It was the first of three movies that Bava and producer Alfredo Leone would make instead of the simple titillation and dated jokes you expect from the form, however. This is a Mario Bava movie, so he creates a racy Rashomon of Date Gone Wrong, where we learn what has led to Tina Bryant having her dress torn and John Price with a cut on his forehead.
Hey, don't we know each other?
I just love Charlene.
I'm going to tell you a story you're not going to believe. By the way, I'm the doorman. Now, I don't make it a practice to spy on the tenants, but when Mr. Price brought home this chick that night, it was too much. Now, who you going to believe? What she told her mother? Or he told his friends? Oh, me. Now, I saw it all. The fact is, he tried to... No, actually, it was she who started to... You know, those neat little tricks, until things got out of hand.
Tina's played by Danielle Gordiano, who is in Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, and Brett Halsey from The Devil's Honey, amongst other great films, is John Price. The first version of the story is what Tina tells her mother, is that she was like Joan of Arc and John was the devil. After dancing at a disco, she went into his jet-set swingers flat. Reminds me of Dudley Moore's place in Foul Play.
Here we are, Foxy Luxy.
And when he offered to change into something more comfortable, he came out nearly nude and tried to assault her. She barely escaped, and her expensive dress paid the price. There's John Wright. He's an innocent man trapped in a spider's web, a woman who is more sexually voracious than him. Someone who literally lives up to the film's title, demanding 4 rounds of sexual congress and being unsatisfied to the point that she injured him. For an Italian man, that's a big admission that a woman has more carnal energy than them. But the real story, the perverted doorman thinks that the couple who keep showing up in these stories are both gay, George and Esmeralda, and that John has been dating George, and he needs to bring a woman home to satisfy Esmeralda, who drugs poor Tina and takes advantage of her, and then John does the same.
Are you trying to say that John is queer? You dirty liar. No man will love you so tenderly, caress you so softly. Never.
The story is written through binoculars, as if someone writing their own fan fiction of the movie, and it's shown not to be true. That perverted doorman lives up to... It's Dick Randall, who is the producer of so many exploitation movies, such as The Wild Wild World of Jane Mansfield, The French Sex Murders, Pieces, Slaughter High. There's so many. Anyway, that's Dick Randall. what may be, there's a scientist that learns and tells us that John and Tina fall in love and decide to wait to sleep together. He wants to take her home, but the front gate of his apartment building is stuck. The doorman, who we know is a pervert, is drunk and looking at porn magazines. When John tries to lift his date over the gate, her dress gets torn. She scratches his head. He tells Mom he tried to attack her so she wouldn't get in trouble for ruining the dress. She tells him to tell his friends that she was insatiable. The scientist says the truth is in there somewhere, but he does know that before John took her home, they went and watched the sun rise together. For someone known for horror and murder, the truth is that nobody shoots a gorgeous woman quite like Mario Bava. He's approached them not as objects or things to be exploited, but instead from his place of shyness. They are perfect creations to be placed upon a pedestal and fawned over, explored and shown to others for their glory. The women in this, Gordiano Petit and Bridget Skay from Zeta 1 and Isabella Duchess of the Devil, have never looked more irresistible than they do in this movie. He's also less interested in the sex. It's not skip, but more in the foibles of modern society and how women or men are supposed to play games. Every man wants a Tina, who's a lady on the street, and a tigress in the sheets. But every man is also worried when the fantasy arrives that they've been role-playing their whole lives in solo acts that they will not be able to measure up. And when the woman wants more than them 4 times that night, hence the title, it can hurt them more than any words or sexual attack could. There's also the different look at the characters and nearly a different film in each segment. Tina is chaste and John is slightly saucy, while The Doorman is pretty much a Dick Randall movie, which makes him playing the character an intriguing bit of meta commentary. This is written by Charles Ross, who wrote Caught in the Act and Nympho Woman's Urge, and Mario Moroni. Be a lesser movie in any other director's hands, but when you see the way that Bava films the scenes, how the colors starting to explode out of the screen, and even the minor moment where Esmeralda uses a swing in an attempt to seduce Tina, and the camera gets closer and closer through the scene itself and a repeating POV shot, makes you realizing that this is a master class on really how to make a sex comedy. I wish more directors had seen this before they made theirs. But Bava probably shrugged, realized he probably put too much into this and wasn't paid enough, and just started looking for his next job. I'm a big fan of all of his work. I wish more people would talk about this. This is one of the ones that doesn't come out from Arrow and from other labels. It doesn't get released, and it should be. I think there's just as much to this film as any Bava film. Is it as good as Barren Blood or Blood and Black Lace? In its own way, yeah. But, this is why I vacillate between directors. God, is a big word. What's wrong with me? But Bava's usually at the top of the list. So I recommend you watching all his movies. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is BNS About Movies. I am Sam. Reach out to me at bnsaboutmovies@gmail.com. You can come to the site, bnsaboutmovies.com. See how easy that is. We're on all the socials, all the places to listen to podcasts. We're on YouTube. There's videos. Come watch the Bee Gees video and yell at me for being mean to the Bee Gees like everybody else. Share, like, rate, send money on Ko-fi, whatever. I don't want to tell you what to do.